Okay, lads, ladies and gents, you've got to watch this movie, Inglourious Basterds. Now, yes, there's some violence, yes, and women probably be like, oh, I don't want to see all this. I'm telling you, lads, you need to watch this movie. It's bold, it's violent, but incredibly interesting and downright fun. If you haven't seen it, let's just say you're not doing yourself any favors. You gotta see it, man. And it's like skipping dessert at a five-star restaurant. It's the movie. It's more than just historical fiction. It's a Tarantino experience, man. And trust me, you don't want to miss this one. I mean, we've got the Nazis. We've got Brad Pitt. Tarantino at one of his best movies. And Brad Pitt with the most outrageous accent ever. But it's very funny, and we've got the kind of tension that will have you biting your nails down to the bone. Let's get into it. Peter. Wow. Now here's the thing about Inglourious Basterds. That it doesn't actually follow the rules of reality. Okay? I mean, we're talking about a version of World War II where Nazis get taken out in the most creative, over-the-top ways imaginable. And yeah, sure, some people might say, is this a little too much? Too much violence? But who cares? Honestly, and if you've seen this movie before, you probably know what I'm talking about, right? It's a Tarantino film, lads. It's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable, make you laugh in the most awkward way possible, and leave you wondering what in the world you just watched. It's basically cinematic candy. Sweet, addictive, and way better than anything else in the theater at the time. It was kicking ass, man. The conflict here isn't just about the characters. It's about whether or not you can handle the level of pure badassery that it's about to unfold. Alright, lads, let me set the stage. So we've got Brad Pitt leading the charge as Aldo Raine. Okay? And the leader of the group, the Bastards. And a group of Jewish American soldiers who go around making a name for themselves by scalping Nazis and dropping them like bad habits, man. And of course, then there's Shoshana, a young woman whose family was murdered by the Nazis and has a pretty good personal vendetta to settle. And she becomes the owner of a cinema, plans her own revenge in the most public way possible by luring the biggest Nazis in the world to a screening of film that she's about to set on fire. I mean, that literally, fire as in explosions and chaos, not like let's light a candle for peace here, lads. Inglourious Basterds isn't about subtlety, folks. It's about showing Nazis who's boss with some serious style. Now this is where it gets juicy, lads. Oh, real juicy, man. You realize that Shoshana's plan and the Bastards' mission collide in a kind of a hilarious and an intense way. You got Christoph Waltz. Wow, he won the Oscar for this. Unbelievable performance, and a creepy, slimy guy who gives the most terrifying, charming, psychotic performance as Hans Landa. And he's the Jew hunter. You'd be terrified to share a glass of water with this guy because you'd probably end up dead or worse, forced to share the water with him. And then there's the slow build-up of the final act where everything comes together in the most satisfying and absurd way possible. I'm not going to spoil the ending, but let's just say the whole theater was cheering, whether they wanted to or not, because what happens next is pure magic. And here it is, the climax, people. The movie in a sequence that is so outlandish, so bold, and so perfectly executed that I couldn't help to think, did they just actually do that? The tension builds up to a point where you're literally on the edge of your seat trying to figure out how it's all going to go down. And then bang, man, the Nazis get exactly what they deserve. That's all we'll go. And it's glorious, lads. The movie that just doesn't turn history on its head. It gives you a front row seat to the most satisfying revenge story pretty much ever. And I'm talking fireworks, blood, and like the kind of stuff that every moviegoer needs to see in their life. Plus we get We get Pitt's iconic line, "I want my scalps." I mean, it's a great one, man, which I can only describe as cinematic flex that makes you want to shout from the rooftops. And alright, why should every man and woman watch Inglourious Basterds? It's simple, lads. This movie isn't just about Nazis getting what they deserve. It's about justice, revenge, honor, all while making you laugh in very unexpected moments. And you get a front row seat to what Tarantino really does best. Violence, dark humor, and a history with the kind of characters you can't help but root for. And this is the movie that asks, what would happen if we could rewrite history and deliver a big old dose of retribution to the bad guys? And trust me, if you haven't watched it yet, you're missing out on one of the most fun, witty, and intense films, lads. Grab your popcorn, settle in, and get ready to witness history with a good old of badassery, man. You won't regret it. So lads, go watch Inglourious Basterds. Seriously, it's a ride you won't forget. It might just make you rethink how much fun history can be when told through Tarantino's lens. Plus, you'll never look at Jew hunters or fireworks the same way again. Now, who's ready for some revenge, baby?
Peter. Wah, 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 wah.